Good morning, fellow travelers, and welcome to Farmers Travels with another 10-minute travel tip this morning. Today, I'll be talking a bit about jet lag, how to combat it, and how to prevent from bombing out at a new destination when you arrive at a new destination or a new city. But before we continue with our tip, I would like to please ask every one of you and all of you, please, guys, go out. Book a night at a bed and breakfast. Book a night at your local lodge. Those privately owned businesses that is currently under severe pressure due to the restrictions. Uh, we are allowed to go and stay with these bed and breakfasts and lodges under the new current regulations. Guys, the tourism industry is as under pressure, even worse than us as tobacco farmers. So please, I'm asking you, please go out. As a traveler, I'm asking you, please support our local tourism industry. These are guys that are in need of feeding their families, and we all are in the same position sometime or the other. Now, let us get back to our travel tip. Guys, what is jet lag? Now, basically what jet lag is the change in your rhythm. Usually it is because you're going on over time zones. It is a change in sunrise and sunset, and your internal clock is not able to adapt to the new changes in your time or your rhythm. It can happen at home, staying up too late at night, but in our case we'll be talking about crossing time zones. And for instance, you're flying from South Africa, and when you land in, say, for instance, somewhere in Asia, it is 6 o'clock in the morning, but it's 12 o'clock at night here in South Africa. And that imbalance or that change in time causes your body that it cannot adapt, your internal clock cannot adapt, and it causes a severe fatigue, which can sometimes lead you to bomb out and cause you to do stupid things while you are traveling. Now, for most parties, jet lag will last about 1 to 2 days. It depends on how well trained your body is. For some people, don't experience jet lag anymore because they travel a lot. People who work during the night and during the day, up at night, mostly like your doctors and paramedics, for some reason they can handle jet lag better than us local people who go to bed at 8 and only wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. Guys, how do I combat jet lag? Because I've been traveling to Asia for the past 4 years, 3 to 4 times a year, is what I do is I book a night flight. I prefer my flights, my long haul flights. Those are flights longer than, for me, than 8 to 9 to 12 hours. I book it and make sure that it is a flight that's during the night. The reason for that is it is because our natural pattern of sleep, we all know, is nighttime, right? So when you take off from Johannesburg, say for instance to Hong Kong, you see the sunset. That sets your brain into a mode that it is now sleeping time. Although it is around 4, 5 o'clock sometimes that you see the sunset, your body is still telling you it is doo-doo tyd. There's no slap tyd. But you cannot go and sleep and continue to sleep the whole 12-hour flight and wake up in only when the aeroplane is on final approach to Hong Kong, for instance. No. What I have learned, and this is a bit of my own experience, there's no medical background onto this, this is just what worked for me, is what I will do is I will wait and eat properly. Even if it's those little airplane food, I make sure that I eat properly. I make sure that I'm hydrated properly, drink a lot of fluids, and I will walk around a little bit in the aeroplane, to get my circulation up. Also, in the airport, prior to boarding, I will be walking up and down quite a lot in the airport. All right, that's a bit of oefening or practice that you do. All right. Then what I do is I will sleep for 3 hours, and then I'll wake up. I will look outside the window. It is dark, so my brain will tell me it is dark, so you need to sleep. Then I will force myself to be awake for 1 hour. During that 1 hour, I don't sit and watch any movies or in-flight entertainment. What I do is I will walk up and down in the aeroplane. I'll stand in the gullies and have a chat with somebody, do some stretching, because it's very important. For especially for us big people, um, that you do some stretching, you do some maneuver. Rolls with your feet to get the blood circulation going, and then back to your seat, and then I will sleep another 3 hours. Now that's already 7 hours, probably then at that stage. 8 hours into my flight, if it's a 12-hour flight, then I will sleep another 2 hours, or depending, 2.5 hours, and about an hour prior to the flight ending, you will receive your breakfast, and then usually it's still dark around your aeroplane. You will wake up and then you eat. The reason for that is you ate before your plane took off. You told your body, now I've eaten my nighttime foodies and my tum tum is full, so I'm going to hit the sack. And when you wake up and you eat a proper breakfast, you're already telling your body, listen here, guys, this is breakfast time, it's wake up time. Get those internal gears going, and your internal clock can adapt faster. All right. If you have a routine while on a long haul flight, it is making it easier. Although you will be tired due to a lack of sleep and intermittent breaking of sleep, it is easier once you've arrived at your end destination to get back into a normal sleeping pattern. All right. What I've seen many times happen, people will fall asleep in there during the flight, and they will only wake up at the destination airport, and they cannot focus. Those guys will stay tired for 3, 4, 5 days, up until a week, and they cannot get into that rhythm. Very important is once you're at your end destination, and this is where I'm talking about bombing out. Very, very important, guys, is that if you are tired and you know you're going to be on a long haul flight, at your or your arrival destination, even especially it's a new country, book at least 2 to 3 nights, not days, nights, at a hotel, and get into a routine where you force yourself on the first night to go to bed at 8, 9 o'clock, and force yourself to wake up at around 6 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Eat proper breakfast, eat properly. That is very, very important, is to eat properly. All right. Those 2 to 3 days will give you time to get rid of your jet lag, get into the new time zone, get yourself into a new pattern. And another tip I can give you guys is, do not set your time for back home. Right? If it's 6 o'clock in the morning, it is 6 o'clock in the morning. Don't look back and say on your watch or your phone that it is 12 o'clock at night. I know it's difficult communicating with your family on this side, but please, guys, very, very important. Do not constantly look back on the clock time back home. It is confusing your brain, it's confusing your internal clock. For the first 3 to 4 days, communicate by WhatsApp or whatever, but do not look at the South African time when you say, for instance, in Asia. All right. Guys, then, while on those 2 to 3 days taking a break, scout around your hotel. Do not exchange money when you're at the hotel. Scout around that area and see if you can find a place where you can get a proper breakfast if the hotel or the place you're staying is not having a proper breakfast, and where you can eat maybe some food in the afternoon or at night. But guys, make sure that you scout. All right. Make sure that you get into the rhythm of the city or the area that you are in, and that is very, very important, because by getting into the rhythm of your new destination as fast as you can or fast as possible will give your internal clock a faster adapting time. All right, getting back to jet lag. All right, so make sure to get into the rhythm. Make sure that you get into your new destination's rhythm of the city, how it flows, understand how the people operate, and you will see that within 2 to 3 days you won't have that tiredness anymore, and you would have combated the jet lag. All right. So guys, thank you for watching Farmers Travel's 10-minute travel tip. This is your uttermost boring and monotonous farmer signing off. And I'm asking you guys, please, at the end, of this 10-minute tip, please hit the zapper in support of my channel and also to keep me in the air and keep me going. Has been a difficult time for me. I have lost my import business, and also I'm asking in support of our tourist industries, guys. Please book at a bed and breakfast or a local lodge and support them, even if it's just for one night. Goodbye, and hopefully, I'll see you guys during the week with an interesting live stream. Cheers, keep well, keep safe, and keep traveling.